This is Darrell Madison coming to you from Madison Tax Service with another quick tip for business. Now, it's important to know that you have to treat yourself like a business, meaning you have to keep good records. But more importantly, you have to know and understand your business. You have to know that you are a business. Now, many times we have clients that have to provide answers and to IRS questions, and some of them are even being audited about their business expenses. Remember, we're in the new tax era with the Jobs Act that was instituted in 2017 and applied for your 2018 tax returns. The IRS is becoming more strict and diligent in small businesses because they realize many Americans are starting their own business, but they're not doing it correctly. So it's important for you to open up a business bank account and keep your transactions separate from your personal. It's important for you to understand your business and keep good records. It's important for you to have a mileage log for your car. And most importantly, it's important for you to have a accounting system where you're accounting your business expenses and activities. I recommend QuickBooks for that. For mileage log, there's an app called MileIQ. Now, when you're having lunches, business lunches, you need to log those lunches. You need to know who you're talking to, what the lunch concept was all about, so you can have a log on your lunches. Your travel expenses also. If you're taking a trip out of town to go to a conference, you need to have that information and log it down. Business is about keeping good records, so it's important for you to keep good records. Now, if ever you question or audited by the IRS, immediately you get a letter, come to us so we can sit down with you. You don't want to go to the IRS by yourself because they will intimidate you. They'll scare the bejesus out of you, indicating that your business is not really a business, it's a hobby. So you have to know, yes, you have to know that your business is a true and legitimate business, whether it is multi-level marketing, consulting, sales, travel, or any type of business that you're doing at home. It has to be understood not only by you, by other people, that this is a actual business activity and it's not a hobby. Okay? That's the most important thing to understand, that you have to understand that you are the business, or the business is nursing, being a nurse practitioner, or a salesman, or a multi-level marketer, or a YouTube reseller. You have to understand what your business is. A body fitness trainer. These are businesses that many of the clients have on the side. Now also, a portion of your house can be allocated as your office, but you have to measure it. Let's say, for example, your house is 1,400 square feet and you have a 3 to 4 bedroom house, and one of the bedrooms that you're using, you converted it into an office. You have to know what the square footage of that office is, that bedroom. And usually it's around 100 square foot, 150 square feet, depending on the size. But there are apps out there that can help you measure those rooms. So it's vitally important that you treat yourself like a business, you keep good records, you open up a separate bank account. I don't know how many times I need to tell you this, but it's vitally important for you to understand that. Having a business and treating yourself like a business is two different things. You have to treat yourself like a business, and that means keeping good records. Now, I also have a good tip for you guys today. I have an ex-IRS agent that's now private practice, is going to explain to you why you need to hire your kids.
Hi, gang. Now I'm going to reward the business owners with a great tax tip. It won't apply to everyone, but it will apply to some of you. If you have employees in your home-based business, you'll have to pay them wages and withhold federal, state, and Social Security tax and Medicare on these employees. However, you can employ your children that are between the ages of 6 and 18, pay them wages up to $12,000 for this year, because that's the standard deduction, and pay no tax at all. A lot of people don't know that. This means that if you have 2 children between the ages of 6 and 18, you can pay them $12,000 each in 2018 and have a $24,000 tax deduction for your business on your Schedule C. For example, if you have a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old, you may have them sweep the office, take out the trash, shred papers, answer the phone, greet your clients at the door, and a host of other tasks that they can do. You already are buying them designer clothes and video games and all that. You know you are. Now they can pay for their own items with their own wages while you get a nice tax deduction. How cool is that? You may even pay your children, let them gift it back to you, and you use the funds for a down payment on a home, investment property, or college tuition, or for advertising to grow your business and even more. Another strategy that wealthy people use is to pay the children, have the children go out and buy equipment for the business, then lease the equipment back to your company so that they can have perpetual rental income, even beyond their 18th birthday, while you get a deduction for it. Salary and rental expenses, 2 deductions for renting this equipment from the children. In this instance, either you or the children will have to pay taxes, but it'll be well worth it to utilize these strategies that the wealthy people use on the regular. Of course, I'm simplifying this for time's sake, and there are strict rules for this great benefit. However, first, you must actually pay the children. You can't just put it on paper. Keep timesheets, and they must actually work. This can't be just a paper transaction. You need to pay them by check, and they need to deposit it in their little bank accounts like my children used to do. Their own personal savings account like my children used to do. Next, you have to fill out the proper payroll tax returns anyway, like the quarterly 941s, and you have to give them a W-2. But what you do on those returns, and you put exempt student and 0, so they'll know. Now, this deduction is a great deduction. I used to use it all the time. So I pray that you're able to use this and keep more of what you earn in the family. I have one client that has 3 children, and he was jumping up and down when he found this out. And he's making little payroll timesheets for them and making sure he documents what they're doing. And even I tell him to take video and pictures. So if anybody comes along and asks him, well, how is it that you are paying these children? And he can show them where the law is and then show them, how to do it. When I was paying my children back in the day to work in my CPA firm, the state of Georgia called me and said, hey, you have 2 W-2s that you turned in, and there's no tax taken out. So the lady on the phone, I explained to her the whole deduction. And she, instead of getting angry, she said, can you send me that? And I sent it to her because she was interested. And when my children used to go to the bank with their little checks, the bank tellers used to just freak out. They didn't understand why these little bitty children who could hardly reach up to the teller bench had these large checks. Well, this is how to do it. Let's start rolling like the wealthy, everybody. Talk to you later.
I hope that information was informative. And you know what? It's also important for your kids to understand business at an early age. Now, we're having a business seminar on June the 29th at 11 a.m. through 3 p.m. And we can go over all the things I talked about. So bring your pads and pencils, and I'll see you on June 29th. That's a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and lunch will be served. Take care and have a wonderful day.